What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. And in this video, I want to talk about Amanda Seals questioning why people are upset and focus on Cheyenne Bryant allegedly lying about having a doctorate degree. And I have to say, I thought Amanda Seals was someone who valued education. I thought education was important to her. I thought honesty and transparency was important to her. Like she seems to be a very honest type of person, even if she's saying too much. She seems to be an honest type of person. But for whatever reason, she is questioning why people are upset that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant lied about having a doctorate degree. And she says people should be focused instead on Kamala Harris. So we're going to get into that in this video. But first, if you're watching, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and my crime channel, Crime and Context with Layla Lynn. All right, you guys. So this is what Amanda Seals had to say about it on her live stream.
Why are you all so obsessed about Cheyenne Bryant? I'm beginning to think that this is a bot thing. Why are you so obsessed about this? Like, okay, she lied. I can see if she lied and like harmed people, but she was on my podcast and she was brilliant.
See, and this is problem number one. We don't know if she harmed people because there is no board that governs what she's doing. So there's no like process for that. So we don't know if she harmed people or not. And she did more than just podcasts. I know on the Breakfast Club, I believe it was, she said, "Oh, well, all my work has been public." But if you look at her website, it says she does one-on-one and group calls. So it's not just public. It basically specifies that she does private consultations. And we don't know if she's harmed people in those consultations with her advice.
I think it's up that she lied. And then that's that. The need to, if y'all went this hard against like Kamala Harris for supporting a genocide, then like, what would that would matter to me? I don't have to.
I don't know what Kamala Harris has to do with this. And, for a lot of people, this is why I say be careful, people who try to distract you. If we're talking about one thing, if we're talking about Cheyenne Bryant, there's no need to bring Kamala Harris into it and say, oh, people should be focused on Kamala instead. That's so unnecessary and it's a distraction. And normally when people are trying to distract you, it's for a reason. It's for a reason, and it's normally not good.
There's no match. I don't need to have some type of debate with Cheyenne Bryant. At the end of the day, for some reason, she felt like she needed to lie about credentials.
And in my opinion, I believe she lied about credentials to have a false sense of authority. And with authority, you can charge more for your services. You can go further in life. And it seems she wanted some sort of clout, like she talked about wanting a TV show. If you haven't watched my previous videos on her, make sure you watch them. But she talked years ago about wanting a TV show, which requires like notoriety, celebrity, clout. So she lied because she wanted clout. And you can see the prices for her one-on-one and her group consultations are high. They're comparatively high, but people pay those type of prices when they think they're talking to a doctor. When people think they're talking to someone that knows better than them, they'll pay a higher price point. So that's why. And I feel like Amanda Seals should know that.
I don't know why. I think part of the reason is because we live in a world where we act like credentials is what determines somebody's effectiveness across the board. And in some respects, it is absolutely necessary. And in her respect, it actually wasn't necessary for her to do the work that she does. That being said,
see, I think Amanda Seals believes when Cheyenne Bryant said, "Oh, all my work has been public," I think Amanda Seals believes her. And maybe that's why she has the opinion she has. But according to her website, she does work privately with clients. And that is the biggest problem. If she was just a podcast speaker calling herself a doctor, like Dr. Dre, a producer calling himself a doctor, it would be somewhat different. But to me, the fact that she does private one-on-one sessions with people, in session with Dr. Bryant, it's problematic.
I just don't care. I don't care. She was on my podcast and she was incredible. I don't care.
Because she's a speaker. She puts on quite a show. So, of course, she did incredible on a podcast. But she hasn't learned the tools to do like one on one counseling. It's not just about the authority and the degree, it's about having the tools and the skill set to do the one on one counseling.
I think it sucks, and I think it was not smart, and I think that at the end of the day, there are people who work really hard to get doctorates. There are also people who call themselves doctor when they get an honorary doctorate, and I don't think that's much different.
I think there is a difference. It might not be much of a difference, but I think there is a difference because a body that's able to grant doctorate degrees, honoring someone with an honorary doctorate is still a doctorate, even though it's honorary. It's given to them, but in her case, it seems that nothing was awarded to her at all.
I don't think it's much different. Maya Angelou was walking around calling herself Dr. Maya Angelou. She didn't complete a doctorate. Some university gave her a doctorate. Which university was it? Was it Spelman? I think it was Spelman.
They gave her a doctorate based on her life's work. They felt like her life's work was equivalent to a doctorate degree. Now, I know there are universities out here now that are like profitable, like for-profit universities that also give people honorary doctorate degrees, which is really like paper. It means nothing. But as far as Dr. Maya Angelou in particular, she was granted that for her life's work.
So I just don't. Yeah, Maya Angelou had an honorary doctorate. She didn't complete a doctoral. She didn't do doctoral study. It's like faux rage to be like all up in arms about this one person. So someone here said, this one person is influencing vulnerable Black people and therefore they are causing harm. It's funny how you can hand wave that away so callously. How is she causing harm?
I don't think Amanda Seals realizes that she does one-on-one counseling. I don't think she knows all of what she is addressing. I don't think she knows what she's talking about.
How is she causing harm? Is she giving bad advice? Is she invoking folks to harm themselves? How is she causing harm? She is falsely using a title to give people, to endear people to trust her more. That's whack. Causing harm? I don't know, playa. I think your version of harm is really loose compared to how much harm is being caused to Black people in real life. Listen to who you want to, don't listen. Okay? Like I said, Cheyenne Bryant was on my podcast and she was excellent.
I am so surprised at this. I really thought Amanda Seals was an intelligent person. But to have such a narrow perspective, it seems like her perspective is, well, she was on my podcast and she did great. Like that is so narrow. That is such a narrow perspective. It's not taking into account the other things that she's actually done outside of podcasts. It's such a narrow perspective. And I would think Amanda Seals would think more broadly.
She helped a lot of people that day. I was, even before this happened, people would hit me and say, I really loved that episode. I learned a lot from that episode. I don't know why she felt she needed to lie. I don't. And I think that that's something she should talk to a therapist about, because I'm sure that there's actually something very legit at the root of that. But ultimately, she's empowering people. She was empowering people. Everything I've seen with her has been her empowering people.
This is what I mean by narrow perspective. For Amanda to say, well, everything I've seen her say was empowering, but you haven't heard everything she's ever said to her clients. You just haven't heard it. You only know what you've seen her say on podcasts. And that's not all of her work.
And saying to faces that they needed to hear that weren't trying to hear it.
Now, I got to agree with that. She did tell Cam Newton he might be considered high value because he has a high income, but he is low functioning. Same with Nick Cannon, he's low functioning because he cannot be emotionally there for a dozen kids in half a dozen households. Same with Cam Newton, however many kids he has and however many separate households he can provide financially, but he's not there for them emotionally because it's too many households. So that is the only part I agree with her on. The rest of her opinion is so narrow to me. It sounds like they made friends, so she's defending her friend. But sometimes when you defend people, you mess up your own reputation. And so, speaking of Cheyenne Bryant, I also want to share with you guys, she has started replying to people in her comments. I do follow her page just to see what's going on. And in the past, I noticed that she wasn't really replying. And then she slowly started reposting stories, kind of making fun of herself. And now she's replying to comments. She's also posted herself in her bikini. I'm probably going to have to blur this out because I had an issue on YouTube with this before. But this person said, looking very closely, I think I actually do see a degree. And she said multiple degrees. Okay. Get into it. Someone else said body is PhD. And she replied to them. So she's getting some positive comments, but other people are still questioning her degrees. Like this person who said, did they ever find your degrees? And she said, waiting for you, smart licensed folks, to find them. Someone else said, not talking, but still trying to find that dissertation. And she said, y'all so damn smart and licensed. Find the damn thing. And someone else said, body is cool, but that can fade. However, credentials last forever, even in passing. Body is tea, though. And she said, thank God I got both, as in credentials and body. So she's still claiming that she has these multiple degrees with a PhD. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Is it a mental illness that she's suffering from? What do y'all think? Leave a comment, share your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching.